Greetings and salutations, everybody. I am Lord X, and I love Pixar movies. Grew up with them, still watch them, still love them, and I'm welcoming you here today on our first episode of the PIXAR Journey. That's right. We are going to be watching, talking about, and then ranking the Pixar movies, or at least I will be ranking them in order of what are my favorites. And this first episode is going to be a little bit longer as I'll start off here by explaining what I'm doing. Since Disney Plus came about back in November now of 2019, I've been wanting to rewatch all the Pixar movies, and I've watched one or two here and there just in my own time, but I wanted to do like a review series, kind of in the same spirit as what Kind of Funny has done with the Marvel Universe in Review, the MCU in Review, and how they keep doing their in review series. I wanted to do something similar like that because, quite frankly, I love watching movies. I love talking about said movies, and, ranking was pretty fun. So that's how the Pixar Journey has come about. Now, granted, I'm not going to go through the entire plot like those fine folks do. I'm just going to, in general, talk about the movies, and then at the end, I'm going to rank them. All 22 movies, that's right. And we are going to be watching them in order with the one exception of Onward, as that is going to be released on Disney Plus, I think at the beginning of April 3rd or 2nd or 3rd, I do believe. We'll watch that one when we come to it, and then continue onwards in order. So, what are the movies in order? Well, let's just quickly do this. We have Toy Story, which we will be talking about here today. Then A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, Cars 3, Coco, The Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, and, well, of course, Onward. But like I said, that one will be thrown in the mix here a bit sooner than that because I haven't seen that yet. I really want to watch it, and I'm going to watch it when it comes out just so that I don't get hit with spoilers, I guess, in a way. So I don't really care that much. But anyways, that is the order of the movies, and what's going to be great for me doing this, there's actually some movies here that I have never seen. I think I've seen Ratatouille, but that's been years ago, and I do not remember much about that movie, so that's going to be fun again for me to rewatch. If I did ever watch the full thing. I've never seen Cars 2. It's got a 38% Rotten Tomatoes score, so, whoo boy, can't wait for that one. I've never seen Monsters University. I've never seen Cars 3. So there are some movies here that, is going to be brand new to me. Actually, 3 of them in a row, Cars 2, Brave, and Monsters University, I've never seen. So, quite frankly, I'm excited to watch those movies. Even though for a little bit there, it seemed like Pixar was on a bit of a decline with those. But today's focus, Toy Story, the original, the movie that started it all, before Pixar was even bought by Disney, way before Disney bought Pixar. And going back to that, back in the day, in 1995, that achievement of like CGI was something just incredible back then. Being a 7-year-old and seeing that was like mind-blowing. We had Reboot on TV, but never like a full-on movie done in that style. And going back and rewatching it now, yeah, the CGI animation in this, it's a bit rough in places, especially the people. It's like, oh boy, we've come a long way from that. But that said, what really matters is the story that's being told. And man, Toy Story, it still hits home quite a bit. And even though you won't hear me, get emotional here too much for this one, you will with future installments. Believe me. Even just thinking of some gets me teary-eyed a little bit from time to time. But the story here of, Woody being the main toy in town for Andy, his favorite toy, and then Buzz comes along, kind of steals his thunder. Buzz thinking that he's not a toy, and how he discovers, how he is a toy, the depression he goes through, how he recovers from that as, Woody finally, instead of being outright, annoying about it, you're a toy, he kind of sees Woody talking about, how much it means to him for being a toy, and how much Andy means to him, and Buzz learns from that, and, well, you get the start of a very beautiful friendship between the two of them. It's wonderful, It honestly is very, very beautiful, very well told. The villain of the film, Sid, everybody knew this one kid growing up. I did, of course. That, was just nasty, didn't take care of his things, just was violent, had no appreciation, essentially, for what he had, and just, just ruined toys. Sid is, the perfect type of villain in this to show the dynamic between a kid like Andy who appreciates everything he has versus just a nasty brat, really, and how they take care of him and mentally scar him, really, at the end of this film is quite something else, to be honest with you all. And I really don't know much more to say here. The voice acting is great across the board. It's wonderful. Toy Story 1 is an absolute wonderful movie. And still, to this day, probably one of my favorites, and I'm going to be quite honest, it's probably going to hold up a fair bit. The only other movies that can probably outrank it in the early stages here is probably going to be Toy Story 2. I might be wrong as I rewatch some of these movies. I have not seen Bug's Life in years, so who knows? Maybe that'll be skyrocketed right to number 1 as soon as I watch it, but I really doubt it. So, here we go. Into the rankings. 22 movies, folks. That's what we got to go through. 22 movies. So where does Toy Story 1 rank among them all right now? Well, it's the only one we've watched. So automatically, Toy Story 1 goes into first place. And on the next episode, we will be watching A Bug's Life. Or at least, I will be watching Bug's Life, and then I'll be coming to you to talk about it. So until then, folks, I've been Lord X. You have been awesome. Leave your comments down below of what you think of the original Toy Story, how much you love it, you hate it. And even though this episode's coming in at a little under 10 minutes here, I'm sure future episodes will be a little bit longer. Maybe some will be a little bit shorter. I don't really like talking about the negatives, so if, say, I get to Cars 2 and I absolutely despise it, we're probably looking at like a 5-minute episode there where I go, boy, that wasn't too good. But other than that, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun on this journey together with one another. So I've been Lord X, you have been awesome, and this has been episode 1 of the PIXAR Journey.